Ed Allman. I'd like to thank Erica Bradley of North Shore TV for the use of her studio facilities here in Lake Success. I'd also like to thank Rebecca Levine for keeping our crew on their toes. Our crew, by the way, they're all seniors and they're all veterans. By the way, our studio is located in the same building that the first United Nations was in. I'd like to say hello to our viewers in both Nassau and Suffolk County and in New York City. I'd like to also thank Sabrina Lacey, the former commander and current chaplain of the Suffolk County VFW. I don't think you're called Suffolk County anymore, you're District 10?
11.
District 11. Okay.
And welcome back, Ed.
Welcome back. Where was I?
You wasn't here last week.
I don't know. Our guest today is Kevin Eaton, the commander of Suffolk County's American Legion. We'll talk to our guest in just a few minutes, but here's some word about the veterans who died recently. Charles Lawler died at 98 years old. He lived in Southold, but he was a Floral Park superintendent of schools. He joined the Navy at 17 and was assigned to the USS Chicago. Frances Yates was only 68 years old when she passed. A Huntington resident, she graduated from the U.S. Merchant Marine in 1978. As a member of the Naval Reserve, she led 100 personnel on the Military Sealift Command in the Persian Gulf. Frank Persico, a dive boat captain, served in the Navy on amphibious landing ships and minesweepers. He was from Freeport. Richard Merhinge was 96 years old from Amityville, and he served in the Navy during the Korean War. Rudolph D. Rizzo was 93 from Cold Spring Harbor. He graduated from Hofstra University and spent 2 years in Germany with the U.S. Army. Frank Palmero was 99. I noticed that most of the veterans this time are over 90, 99, 98. Good.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Frank Palmero was 99, served in the U.S. Navy as an ensign aboard the USS Little Rock during World War II. Raymond Grayson of St. James served as a sergeant first class in the U.S. Army during the Korean War. John Raubert of Long Beach was 91 years old, a proud Navy veteran. Also, Navy veterans seem to be dying. Oh, you're a Navy veteran. Okay.
Not yet, please.
Thomas Quinn was a disabled veteran who helped other disabled veterans raise and train and enjoy guide dogs. Lastly, Raymond Volvo died at 95. He served as a captain in the U.S. Army, and he later became a doctor. If you know a veteran who died recently and would like their name mentioned here, please email me at mardiv1@optimum.net. Now it's time for our guest. Kevin, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ed.
Okay.
Sabrina,
you met Sabrina?
Yes,
okay.
I have.
Kevin, you're the commander of Suffolk County?
Suffolk County American Legion.
American Legion. What branch of the service were you in?
I was in the United States Navy.
What'd you do in the Navy?
I was an aviation ordnanceman, second class. My job, I was assigned to an aircraft carrier, the USS John F. Kennedy, and also the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower.
John Kennedy and Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Yes.
They were big aircraft carriers.
Big aircraft carriers. The Kennedy now is decommissioned, but my job basically was as an ordnanceman, was any bomb assembly, missiles, rockets, any type of ordnance that was on an aircraft. I dealt with that.
What did you, when you say you dealt with it, what did you actually do with it?
The first 2 years I worked in the magazines on an aircraft carrier, and down there we do bomb assembly. Depending on what the ordnance load is for a certain aircraft, they would give us what they needed, and we would assemble the bombs. We would also deliver the missiles and the rockets, whatever needed to go on the aircraft for that what they call sorties. You know.
Okay.
So, Kevin, what's the difference? I always want to know between a Navy ship and a submarine.
Well, one big difference is the Navy ships above water.
No, is it with the Navy too? Is the submarines?
Yes, submarines
Okay.
are part of the Navy,
Okay.
yes.
Because I know I was studying a little bit about this, and the Russian submarines, they have windows, and the American ones don't.
No, there's no windows.
Huh?
No, there's no windows.
And the Russian ones.
I don't know if they're going underwater with windows.
Yeah, because I was thinking, what is the difference? That's why I was going to ask you while you were here.
Yeah, I've never seen that on our ships.
No.
No.
Not on American ships.
You know.
The Russian ships have them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
How long were you in the Navy?
I was on active duty for 4 years, from 1979 to 1983.
Okay.
79 to 83.
Did you get any Liberty?
We got Liberty. Pretty much when you're on an aircraft carrier, you're always out at sea, but you do pull into ports. I did 3 major deployments with when I was in. When we say deployments, 6-month cruises to 7-month cruises.
6 months on the ship?
Yes, at sea. Yeah, so you pull into different ports. You go to the Mediterranean, you might pull into Italy 1 week. A week later, you'd be pulling into Spain, a port in Spain, different places.
And how many personnel could be on one ship?
When the air wings are on board an aircraft carrier at sea, we have approximately 5,500.
5,500?
5,500 sailors and Marines on board an aircraft carrier.
Wow. Did you
It's
know
over
that?
5,000.
Yes.
5,000.
Yes.
I had no idea that there were that many.
Yes. Over 5,000.
Did you get to meet everybody?
No. No. As a matter of fact, the day I got out of the service, they actually cut me loose a little early because the ship was getting ready to go back out on a major deployment. So they didn't want to have me go out to sea to be flown off.
Yeah.
So they cut us out about a week and a half early. And when I went down to get my orders to leave, there were like 9 other guys getting out the same day I was. None of us have met each other, and we all served on board the entire time. It was just too big a ship to see everybody.
Were you married when you were in?
No, I was single at the time.
Okay. You got married later?
I got married later.
You didn't get in any trouble when you get off that ship?
No, I never got in trouble.
I saw some movies.
No, I didn't get any trouble.
You have any funny stories about the time you were in the Navy? I mean, 4 years, that's a long time.
There was some hijinks on board the ships when you're on Liberty. When you come back, they call it fleet landing.
Fleet landing?
Yeah, because the carriers can't pull into a port; they have to be out at sea, and then we take small boats in, and they call it fleet landing. So when you get off there, you say you're getting off in Naples, and what they do is the shore patrol will be assigned to guard the ship, but also at the same time make sure the sailors all get on board on Liberty, and they will have some food there in the place. So if guys are hungry, let them eat a little bit. So one time they had a huge tray of hot dogs, and somehow or another that tray of hot dogs found its way on board the ship, and somebody scattered them through our berthing areas. Our berthing areas is where you could have 100 guys sleeping in a berthing area. Well, when everybody jumped out of their racks that morning, they were stepping on hot dogs all over the place, and we were like, okay, what's going on?
Okay.
So we had some other hijinks go on, but that was.
You said you were on 2 aircraft carriers?
Yeah, first was assigned to the Dwight D. Eisenhower. My A school for ordnance, that billet wasn't available yet, so I did 4 months on the Eisenhower, working in weapons, but I wasn't really. I didn't have the grade yet for it. So after 4 months, my schooling came in, and we went to Millington, Tennessee for school. After a few 12 weeks there, graduated, and then I was assigned to the USS John F. Kennedy. They flew me out from Virginia. They flew me to Rome to Spain to pick up the ship out in. It was in the Mediterranean at the time, and then the rest of the time I was on the John F. Kennedy.
You told me a few times you went through the Suez Canal.
We went through the Suez Canal once. We went on a med cruise, and we had some issues going on in the Indian Ocean, and we went through the Suez Canal. We came out in the Red Sea, and then from there we went to the Indian Ocean, and our main thing was just we were patrolling. There was some issues going on in '82. Israel had just invaded Lebanon, It was a big thing, and we were there to evacuate Americans
Right.
out of Lebanon who were going to colleges and things like that. So we were there for an additional 2 to 3 weeks. So that cruise went from 6 months to about 7 months, and then we were finally got relieved and we came home.
Yeah. You said that there were a number of shooting incidences while you were in the service.
Well, when I was in, they called my service. Well, the eligibility at the time for the American Legion fell under the Lebanon Grenada period. So 82 to 84, they call it the Lebanon Grenada period. And at the time, we were having they call us Cold War veterans, but we were having issues with, Iran at the time in 1979. When I was in, they took the hostages. So
Right.
that was a big.
How many hostages did they take? 50 or?
Was it 44 hostages with 300 and some odd days. So,
right.
So we had that, and then we had this incidents where Libya actually got a little too close to the carrier, and they were shot. 2 of their planes were shot down by the USS Nimitz, and then we had our incidences all the time in the Med. Russian Bear fighters would always try to get as close to the carriers as they could. It was like a little game of cat and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some issues.
Yeah.
And then, of course, where Israel invaded Lebanon, because Lebanon again was attacking Israel, and Israel responded in kind.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to, make sure we get the Americans out in case they need to be evacuated.
Okay.
And and then I got out of the service, and I wasn't even out 2 months, and they blew the base up in Beirut, Lebanon, and all those Marines, 250 Marines were killed. So there was tension in the Mediterranean. There was tension in the Indian Ocean.
And Kevin, what I want the American people to understand is, as our soldiers and our, what do you call y'all?
Sailors
sail the 7 seas, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are protecting those waterways as we speak.
That is correct.
And you may not see them, but they see you.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're out there sailing and you're doing your little R&R time and having fun, understand that there are somebody out there watching you in the waters.
Yeah. Right.
Am I correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we are always on the alert, and I was proud of the fact that during my time between the 2 carriers, 3 times we won the award called Battle E. And the Battle E is a competition amongst other ships, for who's the most battle ready.
Right.
Most battle efficient, and most combat ready ship there is. So 1 year I was on the Eisenhower, we won that award. In 2 years we won it with the Kennedy. Mm-hmm. And you have to be ready. A lot of guys say, did you see any war? No, I didn't see war, but you have to be ready for.
Right.
And you also was team ready.
Yes.
You hit your team and you were connected.
Yes.
And you had team play, right?
Yep.
And that's one of the things that we need to get back into the military spirit.
Okay.
It's the team play.
Yes. Well, it's something to be proud of, the service that you do, whether you're at peacetime, whether you're in war, just be proud of what you're doing.
Let's talk about the American Legion.
Okay.
How long have you been the commander?
I was elected this past June, so my term will be up this June.
Okay.
So it's a year term.
And how many years were you involved with the American Legion?
Almost 12 years now. 12 years.
And where is your post located?
I'm located in Smithtown. It's the James Eli Miller, post 833. We've been a post since 1920. Actually, we started in 1919, but we didn't get our charter to 1920.
Well, what's happened in 1919?
1919 is when the American Legion started.
Right.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that's impressive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're the oldest post in Smithtown. There's 2 other posts in the town of Smithtown, but we're the oldest.
And I also know that you have a veteran VFW.
Yeah, we have a VFW that shares our building with us. Pretty much most of them are also dual members of the American Legion. So.
Yes.
Okay. What about the American Legion? What kind of projects do you have?
Well, right now we're working on Well, personally myself, now I'm the director of the 10th District for Boys State, which is a program that the American Legion has been doing since the 1930s.
What's Boys State?
Boys State is a week-long event where junior students that are in their junior year of high school will go for a week. They will learn about citizenship, how state and local governments work in New York State. So when they're up there for that week, they will learn everything from whether it's a small municipal type of administration all the way up to if you're the governor. So they are going to be learning those.
Do they also learn how to make a bed?
Yes, they do. They get we have, to give you a little story, we have New York State, Boys State has counselors that are American Legion members, auxiliary members, Sons of the American Legion, riders. These are all the counselors. We also have the one thing that we have that no other state has. We have United States Marines. So the United States Marines, their job is, when they're up there, is they will instruct the boys on how to march, how to do their beds properly for inspection, and they will also make sure they get them from one place to another on time, because it's a very busy schedule while they're up there that week. So they have to be some sort of regimental routine for the students. But it's a fun thing. They're not there. They also make them do some calisthenics early in the morning.
Really?
Yes. So they're going to have PT.
Okay.
Every morning at 6 a.m. for a half hour, they will PT with the Marines.
Yeah.
And then from there, it'll just be constantly marching somewhere.
Right.
So they play a big part.
Okay.
Are they in school most of the time that they're up there, or what is the
No,
itinerary?
it's during the, first of all, we do it from June 28th to July 3rd. So there's no school. This is all a week at the campus. That we have it in Marsville State campus, and that'll start the first day that they're checking in. They're getting acquainted what's going on, and then the next morning, first thing in the morning, 6 o'clock, they're PTing with the Marines, and then from there, it's a regimented schedule pretty much to 10 o'clock at night. So they're doing something at all times.
How does a boy get involved in it?
If he is interested in possibly some sort of political future, or he wants to go to a military academy, this is the perfect opportunity for them. They can go to the counselor's office in high school, as long as they're 15 years of age at least, but they have to be a junior with at least 1 year left of one term left of high school as a senior. They can apply to go to Boys State.
Got it.
They have to meet a certain standard. They have to be an 80 average or above student. They will see their guidance counselors. Their guidance counselor will verify that they are meeting the criteria. From there, they will go to a local American Legion post, who will then interview the boys.
Right.
And if they accept the boy that they're going to pay for his week up there, they will tell the boy now to go online, fill out the application, and then bring the forms back, and we'll sign off on it. And we will notify them at the end. Like this year, we're going to be doing it at the end of April. We'll have a meeting between the parents and the boys, letting them know what to expect at Boys State, what's expected of them.
That's April 11th is the deadline?
Yeah, April 11th is the last day they can go online and apply for Boys State. After that, there's they won't accept any other applications.
Okay.
So department needs to have all this information by May.
And there is a girls' state.
There is a girls' state.
There
is a girls' state. It's run by the auxiliary. It's called Empire Girls State, and pretty much the same program. They're going to learn about citizenship, how to be a good leader, leadership skills, and that will run, I believe, it runs over the 4th of July weekend. Theirs goes to like July 6th or 7th. It's the same, but it's pretty much the same thing, and they can find that out. They can find more about Boys State and Girls State by going to the websites
Okay.
And the American Legion Auxiliary, is it all women or is it mixed now?
No, auxiliary, there's no more ladies auxiliary. That term is
Okay.
long gone. The auxiliary now, you could be a male whose spouse is the veteran.
Yeah.
And you would, so auxiliary could be a male, could be female. But the term ladies auxiliary is no longer used.
Can you tell us something about the oratorical contest that they just had?
Oh, yeah, sure. The oratorical, I went to every oratorical event that the kids did. And recently they just had it up in Department of New York. They had the finals. And the girl, Kathleen Mazurowski from Nassau County,
Okay.
she won the oratorical for the Department of New York.
Department of New York means New York State.
New York State, and she'll go now to the national. I think that she might have got a $6,000 scholarship out of New York State,
Very
and
good.
now she'll go to national and compete against other states. And the ultimate goal is $25,000, I believe, is the final amount.
Very good.
But I witnessed I witnessed her at all three events, and she was very good, very good. And she actually beat our girl out. But
How
in
old is
Suffolk.
she? She's junior in high
I
school?
think
or?
she was a junior. Yeah.
Junior at Sacred Heart.
Yeah. So
Sacred High?
she can come back and compete again next year too.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
But that's an excellent program. The VFW does, which you know, VFW does the Voice of Democracy, and I've been involved in that as helping our VFW members in our post, and they do it a little differently than what our kids do. Our kids do it in front of people. It's a little harder what we do, but the Voice of Democracy is very good too.
Yeah. But I was inspired by talking to you earlier about the way your program that you're taking the kids upstate, and how many do you take there? I want the listeners to understand.
The goal is this year for the entire department of New York. We're trying to get about 700 students up there.
Oh.
The goal for Suffolk County, excuse me, my hat's a little loose. The goal for Suffolk County is 68, and now it costs us with transportation. It costs us $600 for each boy. Now none of these kids pay for it. No, this is all money that American Legion Post or another group that's sponsoring them. We pay for it. They don't pay for nothing.
$600 for the whole week?
For the whole week.
That is amazing.
It's about 270 miles that we have to bring these boys from Suffolk County, Nassau County up to Morrisville. But they don't pay for nothing, and all we ask is that they complete the week. If for some reason they can't complete the week, whether it's for medical reasons or something happens with a family member or something, we have no problem with that. But if you go up there and you don't obey the rules, or if you just decide you're not doing this, then you may have to see the post who sponsored you, because they're probably going to want their money back.
Really?
Yeah. We have a good ratio, though. Excuse me. We have a good ratio. Last year, I think we had over 560 boys.
Right.
And I think only one boy had to go home, and that's only because as he got there, he found out a family member had passed away.
Oh.
So if someone wanted to sponsor one of those kids, are they able to do that even though they don't know them?
Yes.
They can contact your
You can
post?
contact any American Legion post. The excellent is they have boys that are going to Boys State. If you want to, tell them you want to sponsor a boy, they'd be happy to. If they have a boy that wants to go, they'd be happy to accept any sort of funding for the boy.
And the Veterans of Foreign War, like all the nonprofit organizations for veterans, we are losing a lot of our veterans, as Ed just said, how many we lost now, right? So we want to recruit some more members to come to our posts. I do the Brentwood VFW, and you do the Smithtown post. So I know that we want to reach out to them and let them know that if they have kids, there's a lot of scholarship monies to all the organizations. You just got to reach out to them.
Yes.
What would you tell a veteran if they wanted to join your post, what they're supposed to do? If they wanted to join the American Legions in Smithtown?
I would tell them to come down. We would tell them we are there on certain days. Come on down.
Don't you have to be a wartime veteran?
No, right now, as long as you serve one day on active duty, you can be a veteran now in the American. You can be a member of the American Legion now. It used to be you had to be certain periods a wartime veteran.
Right.
For example, I got out of the service in '83. At that time, I wasn't allowed to join the American Legion because they didn't recognize my time in service until 1990. is when they finally started recognizing the Lebanon Grenada veterans. But now, as long as you serve 1 day on active duty, you can join the American Legion.
That includes reservists?
Yes.
Really?
1 day.
How
Very
many posts do we have in Suffolk County now?
Suffolk County, we have
Legion.
43 American Legion posts.
So we have 43 American Legion posts. We also have AMVETs, and we have approximately 30 VFWs. So we're talking almost 100 posts in Suffolk County, right? And we haven't even gotten into Nassau County. So if you want to reach out and get some scholarship money, or if you want to come and build your man into a man, the young boys, come hang out with these guys, okay? And those girls.
And we also have the Sons of the American Legion, which is if your family members, whether it's mom or dad or grandparents served, you can join the Sons of the American Legion. And you basically, the Sons of the American Legion are there to help the American Legion out. So you can help at parades, with fundraising. So it's a good thing.
Well, Kevin, I want you to take this back to your wife. Tell her I said thank you for servicing our veteran. And once again, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And thank you for your community service to our nation and our county. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. I wonder if our crew can come up here. Come on, crew, let's get on the camera. Come on, Mr. Maxim.
What is your wife's name?
Mary Lou.
Hi, Mary Lou.
Eric Spinner, this is Eric Spinner. Here comes Sonny Maxim. Anybody from the back room, you coming out?
And Kevin, did you know most all of our staff here are veterans?
Well, I've met Eric a few times, and
Everybody has.
Everybody has met Eric, yes.
And this is my commander from the AMVET.
Okay.
hi.
All right, that's Loretta DeBrino. Is that all we're going to have from the back? Come on, mics. Well, we got two mics in the back. Mike Ferraro and Mike Felix, they're in the back. And Beverly, she's also in the back, and I think I'm related to Beverly.
I think you were 52 years,
Okay.
maybe? Yeah? Marriage?
Okay, thank you very much for coming. And
Thank you
we
for having
still
me.
have a minute left.
Yes.
We blew it.
Yes.
Come on.
So what I want to say, thank you.
Wait a minute. I know what. We didn't talk about what you've done for a living.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a retired New York City correction captain.
Okay. What does a captain do with the New York City Correction?
He is the supervisor of the officers. He's like a
Okay.
sergeant in PD.
What's the total amount you have service over?
When I was there, I was over 100 during a tour, 100 officers.
You are indeed a blessing. God bless you.
No.
That is indeed.
Yeah, but I did 25 years at Rikers Island.
Okay.
And,
Sonny, you were also a correction officer.
It's a period of time I want to forget.
yeah.
I was for 5 years
Yes.
Okay.
at Rikers Island.
HCM?
It was called now it's called the Warden Thomas.
James A. Thomas.
Yeah, it
HCM,
was
that's where I worked.
It was HDM.
Yeah, yep. James
I
A.
did 37 years in the New York City high schools. Does that count?
That doesn't count. No, that doesn't count.
Well, I did the same
Okay.
thing they did.
Oh, no, Ed, he planted the seeds for those new leaders that we have
There
out
you
here
go.
now.
Okay, there we go. There's the music.